Hey guys, what's going on? Well, I just wanted to make this video. I got a lot of new stuff in. Got a lot of radios out. Haven't had time to do much of anything else. These units are just beautiful. They work. I mean, they work so well. I'm very pleased with the way these have turned out. They're just ass kickers all the way around. You know, I'm thinking about hanging on to a couple of them, but they may go. Depends. But anyway, the mics. Just got a lot of these in. I don't know how many I have, but I probably got about 15 of them. PMMN 4015As. By the way, I sold a Commander mic and I screwed up in my listing. Anybody who is on eBay, I can't pull that listing right yet. So I put in a listing that the Commander mics do not work on the HT1000s. In the heading of the listing, I put HT1000 to grab in because I know a lot of people have HT1000s. Also, all the people who have HT1000s also have, I have to trim this down, all the people who have HT1000s, a lot of them are looking at XTSs or have XTSs. So I was trying to reach a broader audience, and I've always done that. And then I put in the listing, you know, it will work with these radios, you know, it will not work with these radios. I didn't do that. And this poor guy got the mic, and he hasn't gotten a hold of me to tell me what kind of radio he tried to use it on, but I'm betting that it was an HT1000. I asked him to get, you know, to tell me what the model was. He didn't know, and he didn't know until he got back to work. So when you don't know what kind of radio you're using, it's a good indication that, you know, you're probably on an older unit. You know, if you're using an XTS, you pretty much know what an XTS is. Although some people don't. So, you know, that's not knocking any. Don't get me wrong. That's not knocking anybody. You know, there's guys who use gear all the time, and you know, they kind of take it for granted, and you know, they figure, okay, one connector will, you know, it looks like it fits. And you know, come to think of it, when I first bought my first Commander 2, I think it was Commander. When I first bought it, I think I had an HT1000, and it didn't work on it. I kept it because I knew I was going to move up, and got it at a good price. So anyway, this is a Jedi mic that I haven't seen. If it's been in another video, I believe, but it may not have been. I can't remember. I've been selling a lot of radios, a lot of gear. That's a very, very good thing. I thank all the people who have gotten on eBay and hunted me down, and you know, been so good as to do business with me. And a lot of radios shipped out today, and been doing a lot of very good sales, so I'm very happy about that. These units are up right now on eBay. I've got the black housings for them, but I'm not going to use those black housings. You know, I mean, they're not in bad shape, but at the same time, I do like safety yellow, and I'm not going to sell these housings with them, at least not right yet. You know, I'm going to just sell them in safety yellow because these housings were not cheap. Each one of them are $65 a piece. If you buy that one in the middle, you're going to pay, I think they may be $69, but I think they're $65, plus shipping on top of that, which I think is about, I don't know. Go on eBay and look. Shipping's kind of high, and he won't, if you buy multiple housings, he won't give you any discount for them. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things. Let me get these guys off of here. So this is on receive only here. Let me go on up into something I can work with. Okay. Now I'll just pick up one channel of traffic that I really need to get off these zones, or get off my scan list, but I just haven't had time to go into the CPS and mess with it. But I keep getting this bleed through on. I didn't realize I was picking up another PD department in another zone, so it's been kind of an annoyance in my videos because it'll come on, you know, while I'm doing showing the radio demos. But anyway, this mic is very cool. It's a Jedi mic. You know, I was just getting into this. I haven't seen one of these before. I've seen the public safety. I've got them. They have, like, you know, programmable side buttons and a top button, emergency man down. But this just has the emergency man down. Very, very cool because it's right on the top. I believe on the other one it was on the side, right about, you know, right about here. No, I think it could have been on the other side because I think it took a mic receptacle. I've still got it at my shop, and I can't remember exactly how it was configured. You can look at my old videos and you can find it, but I thought that was very cool. I haven't seen that before, and I think it's probably out of Europe. I could be wrong, but maybe Australia. Luke might know. By the way, Luke, shoot me in your inbox the right email, because your email is no longer working. Can't get a hold of you, buddy. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. If you ever get a chance to check out Luke's videos, do, because he does very good reviews, and he does them a whole lot better than I do. And when it comes to CPS and programming, the guy knows his stuff, and he's very knowledgeable. If you get a chance, go to Luke Ross. Look on my videos. If he's left a comment, check out his link, or I'll put a link. I'm going to put a link to his channel on my description down below in this video. I've been needing to do that for him because I'm sure he really doesn't need the video views, but at the same time, his videos are so informative. I find myself having to refer a lot of people to his videos because he explains it so much better than I do, and he's very good at what he does. A very knowledgeable guy and a very good guy down in Australia. But Luke, I need your email address. I need to get a hold of you. Anyway, here we go. I've done several takes of this video, and I'm thinking of selling this one. I don't know. Might hold on to it. This is the only model. It's the only Model 2 that I've got in XTS. I've got a lot of. I've got about eight or nine. I think I've got 8 now. XTS5000s, and this one has AES256 in it. I didn't pull it because actually I kind of like the AES256. I like it being in there. Plus it's kind of a pain in the ass to, well, it's not really that much of a pain in the ass to take out as opposed to like a 3000. But anyway, by the way, yeah, let me see. Okay, on those Commander 2 mics, I'm losing my train of thought. I've had a lot going on, and I've got a lot going on right now. On the Commander microphones, they will only work. They will not work on an HT1000. They won't work on those Jedi units that have. They've got a little button here. These work off an RF adapter that you've got to screw into here. Well, there's a button on Jedi units that is on the housing, and that's the way it works. But Commander 2s or Commander microphones, any Commander microphone will not work on one of these housings. Or I mean on a, fuck, there's that traffic. I've got to get that off my scan list. Anyway, the Commander and Commander 2 mics will not work on H21000s. I believe you can get them to work on XTS5000s. Your firmware you might need to check. You might need to make sure it's updatable or updated or whatever. But anyway, they will not work. So if you go out and you get a Commander or a Commander 2 mic, you've got an H21000, an MTX, an MT, chances are it's not going to work. You guys can leave comments if you've got it working on yours, but I'm just going to put it out there because that's been my experience with them. But anyway, these mics, PMMN 4051As, they're very good. Like I said, I got about 15 of them. They're all new in the box. Some are going to go with my 5000 packages, I'm thinking, but at the same time, the 5000 packages are selling pretty well without them, and I really don't. There's a few guys that are selling these, and there's one guy that's actually selling them, and there are companies that'll sell them. They'll put like the Motorola listing photo on, and then they'll say, it's not true Motorola. Read those listings carefully, because you never know, especially with some people, what you're going to wind up with if they put a stock photo in their video, or in their listing. Fuck. It's been a long day. But anyway, these have the 3.5mm earphone jack. Brand new in the box. These are just ass-kicking units. Yeah, the guy who had the problem with his H21000, well, at least what I believe, he's got an H21000. He said my radio, or my Commander mic, had loose parts, and I asked him what they were, and he said that there's play right here. Well, duh, it's got to have play. Because it's detachable. It's anything you have. This is brand new in the box. Yeah, it's going to have a little bit of play, but Commander 2s and Commander mics are built like brick shithouses. You can literally beat the fuck out of those things, and they're not going to break. If you slam them up against a concrete wall, yeah, you're gonna put a crack in it, but they're very tough is what I'm saying. Don't go doing that. If you do that, it's all on you. And everybody who watches you do that'll never let you within 200 yards of their radio gear. But I don't think there's anybody who would do anything like that to a two-way radio, but then again, you never know. It's a crazy world. But anyway, very good microphones, and got the labels, just great mics. But I've got about 15 of them, and these are on eBay now, and these will work on H21000s. But hey, if that, you can't be real anal when you're dealing with radios. I am to a certain point. I'm very picky, and that's a good thing. But there's also what's called too much of a good thing. And you can fuck things up. The more things mess with you that don't need messed with, and the more times you try to correct the things that are wrong, or that you just don't really, that are driving you nuts, a little minor adjustment, in a knob or something, you can do more damage trying to dick with something that's designed just the way it's supposed to be designed. Knobs are always going to have a little bit of play in them because they're supposed to turn. That's just the way it is. The nature of the beast. These don't have play in them. They're very tight. If you pick up a radio like an XTS5000 or a 3000. Pick it up. That's a good test. Make sure these are brand new, so I know that they're not going to come off. But you know, put your hand under it if it's not your radio, or if it is your radio, to make sure the damn knob will not come off of the radio. Knob should be on very tightly, but they've still got to have some movement, because that's exactly their primary purpose. So don't let things drive you nuts. And you know, something that, you know, is a lapel clip, yeah, it's going to have a little bit of play in it. God, this video is a disaster, and I'm 15 minutes in. Ah, man, I can see the dislike bar just... ah, fuck it. Get what you pay for. Anyway, I'll show you this mic hooked up. But yeah, if you got an HT1000, that's the main thing. Don't go around looking for Commander 2s. You just can't do it. And by the way, Commander 2s won't work on a 2500 too. You're what's called shit out of luck, and you know, it's a bitch and a crying shame. It really truly is, because I think an XTS2500, you know, they're still supported by Motorola, so they really should fucking work, you know, but they don't. And you know, I mean, they don't accept that kind of mic. They don't accept that kind of you know, that kind of well, they just don't accept that kind of Commander 2. But they're very good. They're very, very good radios. Quick carrier radios, EMT, EMS, police, fire. Oh man, public safety. Those radios really shine. And I will never say anything bad about a 2500. Anybody who's got one, I've carried them, I've used them. Man, they're fantastic radios. But there are some downsides, and one of them is that you can't hook a Commander 2 mic up to them, or a Commander. It just doesn't work. I'll show you real quick. I know. The video sucks, but it's just going to have to suck. Because actually I've been real busy, and I don't know when the next video is going to come out. By the way, on my Impress chargers, I just got them updated. Thank you, Co, for the assistance on that. All of them are upgraded to 3.90 firmware. You do have to take the housing off, and there's a cord that you hook up to it, and you've got a kit. But it upgrades the firmware, and very, very good. I've got gang chargers right now listed, and they're Impress. So, you know, very, very, very good, good units. I wonder if this thing's, I don't think I've got this programmed. I think I got this 5000 programmed too. Correct frequencies on here. Could be wrong. I think I programmed these a little bit different. But anyway, the XTS5 or the XTS3500s or 3000s are equipped to deal with Commander 2s. XTS5000s are made to deal with Commander 2s. This is a new version of a Commander 2. It's a very nice one. This may work on a 2500. Not sure. Might. I'd have to go, the best thing to do is just go to a spec sheet. And by the way, anybody who asks me questions, you can always do the exact same thing that I do, and that's Google it and type PDF in, and chances are you're going to find your answer a lot quicker than I'll find it for you. But this is a brand new mic, the Commander 2. without channel selection. I believe that does work on a 2500. I could be wrong. If it doesn't work on a 2500, drop a comment, but I believe it does. RMN 5067A, don't go out of your way because it really makes no difference to me. These are very good radios. And the wrapper's still in there. But that's the replacement to the older Commander mics. All of them are very good. They've got the channel, channel up and downs. They've got the man down. They've got the two-side programmable buttons. Also in the CPS, you may need to go into your CPS and you may need to program this via the CPS under controls. But usually the default is set. These buttons are set to your radio. They mimic your radio. So, in most cases you don't need to do that. So if it's not going to work on your radio, or if it's not working on your radio, you could have it, you could have it in a funny mode. You could have what I run into is you could have a problem with your side contact, just like that flex that I had to take out of that XTS5000 Model 3 fire yellow housing. I hooked up a mic to it, it didn't work. I went in the CPS, I dicked around, I checked everything. It turned out to be a bad flex. It wouldn't program. So, if you hook it up to an XTS5000 or 3000 and it doesn't work, or if you hook a mic up to it and it doesn't work, you might have more than just a mic problem on your hand. You might have a radio problem on your hand, and that radio may not be able to be programmed because your contacts could be bad. And that was the case on that 3000 or 5000 housing, that fire yellow that I had to replace. It wasn't really these contacts, but there's a flex ribbon in here that's removable, and that is very delicate, and that can be a problem. And if that is a problem, then you're really in trouble. If you damage this, you're going to have problems. And this will get even more expensive because this goes into the housing. It is removable, but at least I believe it is. I'd have to look at another housing. I took a flex off an old housing this weekend and for a guy, and didn't really look around. I was trying to get things shipped out because I was falling behind in shipping, although everything that I ship, usually if it's on a business day, it'll ship out either if it's before noon, if there's payment made before noon. If I have time, shop time to do it, then I can get it out same day, but chances are it's going to go out the next day. But still, I ship everything within with it by the next day. That's really what I strive to do, and I've been pretty good at doing that, and I'm happy about that. 23 minutes, man. Anyway, these mics are very good mics. Ah, son of a bitch. Mics are very good mics. And I hope I don't get feedback. This was supposed to be a 5-minute video. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. So, I'll turn this up and hopefully turn your speakers down because I'm not going to remake this video. Check, check, check. Okay, no feedback. Hallelujah. Anyway, a lot of things going on, a lot of good things. Yeah, Impress chargers kicked up to 3.90. That's very nice. And these really, you know, these were already 3.40, but 3.90, ass kickers. So anyway, if you need mics, I got them. Batteries, I'm selling. I'm reconditioning the batteries. They are coming in rather low, but at the same time, once I put them through an initialization and a reconditioning cycle, they're turning out to be ass kickers. And I mean, I'm pulling numbers that that I'm very pleased with, that you can't get in NiCad batteries, and those numbers are over 3,000 milliamp. And a lot, in some cases I'm getting 36, I'm getting 38 in, you know, in a few of them. So they're very well worth the money that that I'm charging for those things. So, you know, there are a couple guys who are selling those very same batteries, and they sold a lot of them, and they're asking about, I don't know, 32 bucks for them. But what they're doing is they haven't even initialized them. The guy's just reselling them without initializing them or reconditioning them. By the way, Motorola batteries, you get what you pay for when you buy a battery. Rayovacs, you know, there are a lot of batteries out there. The generic batteries, they will suck. Batteries that are made by Motorola do not suck, and it doesn't matter what you decide to go with, they do not suck. But if you get a battery that is generic, you're going to have little parts like this, to where the clip, you know, the clip part will break off. Substandard clips. Take this off. These connectors here can be bad. Those go to hell on you. These things break off. You know, if they're not made by Motorola, you get what you paid for. So, you know, if you're trying to go on the cheap and get a unit, you know, get a battery that's generic, you're going to wind up sorry in the end, because Motorola batteries will outlast those. And believe me, if you do any kind of work out in the field, Motorola batteries are what you need. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I can't do things with one hand here. That's pretty much it. It's pretty much what's going on. If you need gang chargers, I just put them up. I've got 4 of them. 3.90 firmware. 375 buy it now. And buy it direct from me. I'll give you whatever the difference is from the PayPal fee, because I really don't care about dealing with eBay. What I mean is eBay fee. But anyway, it has to be through PayPal though. No money order. I've heard too much of that bullshit about checks in the mail. You know, I'm still waiting on a guy that checks in the mail, or money orders in the mail. Bullshit, you never sent. But anyway, very good units. 3000s are very nice. 5000s, very nice. Oh, the reason that won't transmit is because that's a UHF, that's a VHF. Like I said, it's been a long day. I'm short on patience, I'm short on time. And my head, RSM. My head is not thinking quite straight, so usually when it comes that time, it's time to punch the clock on the day and get some rest. But yeah, these are very nice. Never seen them before. Just one emergency man down button. By the way, these are programmable in CPS, so you can have it to nuisance delete. Whatever your emergency man down button does, you can have it mimic it on your hand mic. But if you've got a 3000, you might not be able to do that. So, you know, if you've got 3000s, or I mean 1000s, if you've got 1000s, HT1000s, stick with the Jedi mic or one of these, because those will work. If you've got a 2500, stick with, you know, the Jedi mics or one of these. If you go with anything different, you may be sorry. But anyway, take it easy, guys. Later on.